Hello, movie lovers. It's Friday. And it's Bob. And it's time to talk about movies that I watched this week. Excuse me. Alright, let's get started. Fifth Avenue Girl, 1939. You know, were good movies made in 1939. One of the ones we all know was the girl with the ruby red slippers on, right? You know, the yellow brick road. Anyway, this stars Ginger Rogers, Fifth Avenue Girl. Stars Walter Connolly as the millionaire. A millionaire brings home an unemployed girl to his house, and she begins to have a tremendous positive impact on his family. Yeah. Anyway, the young girl, which is Ginger Rogers, sitting in the park, chewing on an apple. The old guy sits down, right, and they start chatting and stuff like that. Anyway, he brings her home. She's starting to work for him. So yeah, the family's not too crazy over this. Who's this young girl? So that's pretty well what the movie's about. It's not a bad movie. Stars Tim Holt too. Only thing is he's not wearing a cowboy hat. So, but it's not a bad movie. I gave it a 7. 7's all right. Yeah, TCM, Fifth Avenue Girl. All right, what else? Oh yeah, I watched The Vanishing. I think it's 1988. A man searches for his girlfriend who disappeared. So a man and a girlfriend, boyfriend / heading to France for holidays, right? Driving along the highway, stuff like that. Listening to the radio. They stop off at the gas station, fill up the gas. You know, they pull up to the side. She decides to go into the store, pick up a Coke and a Pepsi, bring it back, right? And they're sitting in the park. And anyway, off she goes. The guy's waiting, and all of a sudden, he's waiting for a while and waiting, and so he goes off and looks and can't find her. Sees her hours later. He's showing the picture to everybody. Nobody's seen her. So yeah, she's gone. Just disappeared. 3 years later. He's still looking for her, right? He's still looking for her. 3 years later, he goes back to the same place, right? He's asking people and stuff. Anyway, I can't spoil the rest of it for you. Some of you might have seen it. Some of you might not have seen it. But it's a strange ending to it, to me anyway. I don't know whether it's a good ending or a bad ending. I guess it all depends. But yeah, strange ending. That was The Vanishing, 1988. I gave that an 8 out of 10. Very interesting movie. I've also watched Bats, starring Lou Diamond Phillips. This was 1999, 20 years ago. Yeah, it takes place in, I think we'll call it Texas, right? You know, warm part of the Americans, right, in mountains and stuff and cliffs and all places where bats can hide inside caves. And she's there, right? She's inside this cave and she's looking at bats. So anyway, the police pull up and they look for her and they want to ask her questions about bats. A bat attacked a man and a lady, kind of bit them and chewed them up and spit them out and stuff. She says, bats don't eat people. Well, anyway, I shouldn't say giant, but they're big bats, and they're mutant bats. Killing hordes of them, lots of them. Mutant killing bats invade a small town. And stars Dinah Meyer, M-E-Y-E-R, Meyer, and some black guy by the name of Leon. Now, I don't know who this Leon guy is, but he was in the movie. I don't know whether he's a rapper or singer or what he was, but his name's Leon. But, so, it's all right. I gave it a 6. If you're interested in those kind of things, movies, you should get a little giggle out of it. But it's not bad, Could have been a lot worse. I watched the worst one this week. Bats, yeah, 1999. I gave it a 6. All right, Fallen Angel, 1945 on TCM. a shady drifter, you know, drifts into town. He's sitting in this little restaurant, stuff like that, right? Yeah, and Linda Darnell's in there as a waitress. He starts chatting her up and stuff, and there's coming to town is this guy that can tell your read your palm or tells you the past or your future. Of course, it's a scam, right? So he hooks up with him, and he starts selling tickets to this scamming guy's thing. Everybody shows up. Anyway, the main thing about this movie is Dana Andrews tries to put the hook in Alice Faye, right? And they want to get, I think it's Alice Faye. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, he hooks up with these two ladies. They're both rich. So he wants to marry one. He's going to marry one, so he marries her, right? But there's a little hitch to it. So, and they find out that complications arise, right? Because there's a murder. Somebody got murdered. So, somebody got murdered. It's one in black and white. I think I'm pretty sure it's a film noir. Could be wrong, but I think it is. Yeah, Dana Andrews, Alice Faye, one of her last movies. Pretty sure it was one of her last, if not her last movie. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm like always. And Linda Darnell. Linda Darnell was a strange one, her. She was a little, yeah. Anyway, I gave it a 6. 6 out of 10. It's another one of those movies that it's okay. Right? Oh, I watched, of course I watched Inglourious Basterds, right? 2009. This is a fun movie, right? Quentin Tarantino, Brad Pitt, all the rest of them, right? So Brad Pitt puts together a few of the boys, and their job is to kill Nazis, right? He wants to kill Nazis. That's the whole thing about this. See, he wants to kill, can you see that? I don't even know if you can see that. He wants to kill Nazis. There's a movie in there, what's this one? This is, yeah, bonus features, right? You get the movie and you get bonus features. And you also get this little postcard. I thought this was nice. Postcard, see? Postcards. I thought that was nice. A little bit of postcards in there. Yep. Put that over there. Yeah, Inglourious Basterds, Brad Pitt. Get together and they want to kill Nazis. So anyway, they're over there killing Nazis and they're taking Nazi scalps. Give them a little rip, rip off their head and stuff like that, and take the hair and stuff and start counting them up. Anyway, what was I going to say now? Yeah, they're over there, and the main part of the movie is that there's a movie theater, and there's this German young guy, he's a sniper, and they're showing a movie of him, right, for propaganda, the Nazis, right, Germans are all, So in this theater house, and they're all there, Hitler's there, everybody's there, right? Goring, the whole nine, everybody, everything German that's important is there, right? And they're going to be burning down the friggin' movie theater. Yeah, they're going to burn it. Kill everybody in it, right? Lock the doors, right? And start the theater on fire. Kill all the Germans. It's pretty good. It's a what-if movie. A lot of Tarantino movies are what-if. I don't know. No. Sometimes I say the wrong thing. But this one is a what-if movie, right? What if? It's a make-believe movie. You know what I mean? One of those kind of ones. Something like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Is that the name of it? I think it is. Anyway, that's a what-if movie, right? So yeah, Inglourious Basterds, Brad Pitt and everybody else. What did I give that one? Shit, I didn't even rate it. I give it an 8. Let's give it an 8. It's pretty good. Oh, it's pretty good. Could be a 9. Alright, what else did I watch? I watched Viva, 1934. Yeah, same year that he made The Champ, I'm pretty sure. As always, correct me if I'm wrong. Best Picture nominee, Pancho Villa. Yeah. He's a Robin Hood type of guy during the Mexican Revolution, only to turn into a marauding, patriotic outlaw. You gotta watch the movie. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good. Yeah. He goes up so high, he helps put what's his name, into power, and then they kill him, and then Pancho Villa has to come back and take control of everything, right? So, and it's a very good ending. If you haven't seen this movie, watch it. I recommend it. I give it a 7. It's not a bad movie at all. But the ending's kind of like, well, it's based on a true story. So anyway, that's Villa on TCM. And I watched Little Lord Flaunturoy. Is that how you say it? Little Lord Flaunturoy. Yes, Freddie Bartholomew. He was in a lot of movies when he was young, little guy, England guy. And C. Aubrey Smith, his grandfather, it's in this movie. He was in a lot of movies too. He was in that movie, Five Came Back, about the airplane, crash landing in the desert. Yeah, and they're trying to fix the airplane and come back. He was in that movie too, Five Came Back. That was good too, that was a good movie. Anyway, Freddie Bartholomew, C. Aubrey Smith. That's what happens, you don't talk all day. Oh, shoot. Mickey Rooney. Yeah, Mickey Rooney's got to be like, what, 14 in this? Guy Kibby. Yeah, a young man finds out he's a British lord. Yeah, so they come over to the States to pick him up, him and his mother, and go back to England. He's a lord, so he lives with his grandfather, but his mother has to live in another castle. So, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good movie. Yeah, it's a remake of the silent movie from 1921. It was the silent version. There was other versions, but as far as I know, it's a remake of 1921's. He's a British lord. He goes over to England, stays with his grandfather. It's a fun movie. And then somebody comes and says, he's not the lord, he's not the right one. There's another guy here, right, claiming to be, right, the lord, claiming to be your grandson. So now he has to look into that, right? Oh, what a mess that is. But anyway, it's a good movie. Little Lord Fauntleroy, 1936, a 7 out of 10. Now here we go. This one's called Trruma Center, right? This was one of those rent movie. You rent a movie, right? Now this one was only $1.99, right? Excuse me. This sounds interesting when you read, what it's about, right? A veteran cop must protect an injured young woman when a pair of vicious killers seek the only piece of evidence that can implicate them in a grisly murder. Gee, that sounds good, eh? And you know what? It's got Bruce Willis in it. And it's got Steve Gutenberg. You know, the guy who was in the Police Academy movies. I'm pretty sure he was. And I'm thinking, shit, I haven't seen him in years, right? So I'm going, $1.99? This sounds good. So I rented it for $1.99. Good job I didn't rent it for $6.99. I'd really be pissed off. So I'm only a little pissed for $1.99. This movie's terrible. So if you ever come across Trruma Center with Bruce Willis, guess what? Don't bother. I think Bruce Willis got paid his paycheck. He must have been in the movie for like maybe 15 or 20 minutes. And Steve Guttenberg or whatever the hell his name is, he was in it for like 5 minutes. Right? So I think Bruce Willis got there and filmed the scenes in the back laneway and in the hospital or whatever. He probably did them all at the same time and left. Right? Picked up his $1 million paycheck. He stormed in, did all the scenes, and buggered off and went home again. One of those movies. Anyway, I gave it a 5 out of 10. But if you come across it, I'm telling you right now, don't bother. It's not worth it unless you want to. Yeah, Trauma Center. I give it a 5 out of 10. I really watched it all thinking to myself, yeah, you know how you're watching movies and you think, yeah, something's going to happen, something like this and this or whatever. Most of the movies starred this girl, and she was in a hospital. Dumbest place I ever saw, a hospital. They turn the lights off, there's no power, can't use your phone, there's no reception. They get to shut down all one floor in the hospital, turn the power off. I'm thinking, what kind of freaking mess is this? Anyway, $1.99. Well, like I said, $1.99 or $6.99. All right, what else? Oh yeah, here's another one. This is a winner too. This one right here. Devil's Due. Devil's Due, 2014. No rating whatsoever. I watched this mess, right? And at the end, I said to myself, "Self, this is a piece of garbage. This is the shit spill. This is the toilet bill. This is flushed down the fucking toilet." Right? That's what we're going to do with that movie. Now, if you want to know anything about this movie, Devil's Due 2014, just type it in YouTube on the check thing. And he'll tell you all about it. There's a guy in there who talks about it. Probably the same thing I'm talking about, so you can watch him. Shit movie, that's going in the garbage down, flushed down the toilet. Anyway, never get that hour and a half back. Oh yeah, now we're getting into better territory right here. TCM. It came from out of space. Yes, there's a landing. Crash, boom, big lights come down out of the sky. Boom. Right? A Ray Bradbury story. Alien spaceship lands in the desert. Right? And all they want to do is fix their spaceship and go back home. Right? So, well, that's what they try to do. So, that's the story about that. It came from outer space. It's a good sci-fi movie. I've seen this a few times over the years. And I'm thinking, it came from outer space. I'm watching it. I don't know. Or do I own it? I don't think I own it. But sometimes I don't remember. Anyway, it came from outer space. A 7 out of 10. It's a good sci-fi movie. Ray Bradbury. All right, what else did I watch? Oh, I watched The Great Escape, but that's a video on its own. The Great Escape. That's In's choice for the month of May. I'll talk about that in another video. I watched this one. Oh, that's still in the machine. On the Beach. On the Beach. Gregory Peck, 1959. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner. Fred Astaire. I think one of Fred Astaire's, if not his last movie that he made. Now this movie is about the end of the world. You know, when there's a bunch of idiots sitting underground someplace in those locked up things where they sit there all day and read newspapers, and one day they decide to push the button, you know, like, well, they both did. So that's it. There's a submarine heading to Australia. Australia is the only place in the world that has not been devastated. It's going to take another 5 or 6 months for all this fallout to reach Australia. Right? So that's what this movie's all about. Waltz and Matilda. So if you haven't seen On the Beach with Gregory Peck and Ava Gardner and Fred Astaire, watch it. It's an 8 out of 10. It's an excellent movie. And the book is even better than the movie. And if you don't cry when you watch this movie, or at least get a little wet eye or sob or something, something's wrong with you, man. Alright, what else did I watch? Oh, I watched Copland. Copland. Sylvester Stallone. He's a sheriff on the other side of New York, over in New Jersey, in a little villa area over there. What's it called? I don't know. Call it something. Anyway, he's a sheriff, right? You know, he's the sheriff. He's just, you know. And there's cops, right, that live here, right? Real cops from New York. And they kind of run the show there, right? He's just there for show, writing out tickets, you know, rescuing cats. People complaining about the garbage and stuff like that. That's what he's there for, right? More so, and a couple other sheriffs. So the cops are over in this little small area. They all live in houses and stuff like that, right? There's something wrong with this place. right? There's something weird. Anyway, there's a scene at the beginning of the movie. The cop comes out of a bar, shoots a couple of black kids in a car. Well, there's a little bit more to it, right? But he disappears and they're looking for him. They all think he's dead, right? So yeah. Yeah, they all think he's dead. Everybody thinks he's dead. So you gotta watch Copland. Sylvester Stallone, Harvey Keitel. Stallone plays a sheriff who has had one too many donuts and looks the other way. What happens when you don't talk all day? Anyway, I guess that's it. So I don't know how many movies I watched, but those are the ones I watched. The Great Escape is a movie, a video, all on its own. It's Ian's movie for the month of May. And I watched The Great Escape yesterday. And I'll be talking about it on probably on my next video. So that's it, people. Movie lovers everywhere. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're all safe. Everybody's safe. You know, take care of yourselves. Say hello to your mothers for me. Tell mother Happy Mother's Day. My mother is no longer with me, but I'll still wish her a Happy Mother's Day. So, the people that still have their mothers, give them a hug from me. Talk to you later. Have a good weekend.